Hello everyone, Mike Rempel from Another Set of Eyes with today's Excel Bytes blog post. Today we're going to take a look at creating a pivot table from multiple ranges. So we have a worksheet here that has three different ranges of data. We have some sales folks in Ohio and Pennsylvania and West Virginia and their sales numbers for January through June. And what I want to do is create a pivot table that consolidates all this data into one pivot table. Now these could be on the same sheet as they are here. They could be on different sheets. Doesn't really matter. I put them on one sheet just to make it easier to show how the process works. Now, the easiest way to get to the pivot table wizard here to consolidate multiple sheets is that we have to use a keyboard shortcut of Alt-D-P, and that brings up the pivot table and pivot chart wizard. That's Alt, your Alt key, and then D, and then P. And one of the options here is multiple consolidation ranges. So I'm going to select that, and we're going to do pivot table. I'll hit next. And I will create the page fields. I'll hit next there, and here we'll define our ranges. So if I select the first range, click on add, second one, add that one, and third, we'll add that one. Now we have our three ranges defined, and now I'm going to go back and say we're going to have just one page field, and I'm going to define each one of these by the state of the range. So the first one, I'm going to call that Ohio. The second one, we're going to call that PA. And then lastly, WV for West Virginia. And I'll click Next. And then the wizard is going to ask us where do we want it, on a new worksheet or existing. And I'm just going to put it right here on the existing worksheet, say Finished, and there's our pivot table. All consolidated from all three of these ranges into one. So there's no duplication of sales folks. Anyone with there was multiple ones has been consolidated into a single row. It gives me a grand total. It gives me a total by month, and it all adds up correctly. And then up here where we defined Ohio, PA, and West Virginia, those are defined here. So if I have a select multiple items, if I check that box, I can say I just want to see Ohio and West Virginia, and it'll just filter that down with that. Or maybe I just want to see Pennsylvania, click those off, and there you have that. We can also take, if I go back to select all here, and maybe in the field list we want to take the pages. In fact, we can change the name here. I'm going to go up and do that, and I'm going to change it to state. And now I'm going to take state and drag it down here into the rows area. So now we see each salesperson and the state that where they had sales, and there's total there. If we want to switch those around, then we can show the state and then the sales people within that state, and they're still all consolidated within the pivot table for these three groups. And there you have it. Consolidation of multiple ranges in a pivot table. I hope you like it. I hope it's worthwhile to you. If you'd like to see more, please go to my website, excel-bytes.com, and feel free to subscribe to my blog. Happy excelling.